Back here with the Flames head coach, Luke Yaklich, as we break down some film from the Flames' last two victories over the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. And, Coach, you were highly touting your team's three-point game. It was very big. Jamie Ahale able to do the same thing multiple times, but in different fashion. How come it works for your team and this guy?
Well, I think and there's several layers to that, I think that the key thing with Jamie is that he never really got caught up in the numbers. He just stayed true to just what he does every time. So for Jamie, it was just I come in the gym on my off days, I get these shots in, I have this routine, and I follow that routine regardless. And um, you know, Tavion and others did a great job of delivering the ball to Jamie in positions where he didn't have to do a lot with it, just catch and go up. So I think we're going to see a couple clips here of that happening. And so we can take that back, Jake, to the start there of Jamie's first shot and really break this down. So TK here does a great job of first just beating his man. And once you create this, he gets his eyes up on the rim. And we knew Oakland does a great job. If you see here, basically, there's three guys that dedicated their eyes to the basketball here on TK. And at this point, when he gets 2 feet in the paint, we always talk in our program about the penetrate, pass. So in this situation, we just penetrate and pass. But Mike does a great job here in the dunker spot of occupying number 4. So their goal usually on defense is to protect the basket first, and our guys knew that. So once TK gets his 2 feet in the paint, 4 converges down, and Tavion just does a great job here of delivering. I mean, that is as good a pass you can get right there. Every time that we feel that we can set our defense, and you set your defense by getting a good shot every time down, we've been doing a good job of taking care of the ball. We set our defense, and then you're taking the transition game out of that. And when you take transition out of the 3-point shot, that's what really hurts or helps Oakland and really helps our defense is when we can get set and actually identify shooters so that we're not kind of in any type of a scramble situation or a fix-it situation defensively.
Well, that's a great job of breaking down how the offense sets up the good shot for Jamie Ahale. We got another great clip of that showcases how your defense sets up your offense and what it turns out to be a 5-point swing. And Rob
Yes.
Howard is a guy that really came out on Sunday. So when we get to that clip, I just kind of want to know how the defense is allowed to set up the offense in that sequence, because the way it happens seems so fluid.
Yep.
How does your team make that seem so natural?
Well, I think the key thing, Joe, is that anytime that you're guarding screeners, we have a phrase in our program that good players don't get screened. I picked that up at a clinic a long time ago, and it's kind of a coaching cliche, but at the same time, it's very true. If you are getting screened every single time on the defensive end of the floor, like, we can't account for that all the time, and you have to have this mindset that and an understanding about what the other team is trying to do. And right here, Mike Diggins does a great job of locking and trailing here. And now Jamie, again, this is part of our scout that when Williams came off that screen, if you see number 1, that's red alert, and we got to come out and take that shot away. So we've dedicated 2 to the ball here, and it's a little bit of a miscommunication by Diggs not hearing switch. But in any event, Jamie comes out, the ball is taken care of, and now Rob is guarding 2. Now they do a great job to counter what we're doing. 4 does exactly what you would teach anybody, flash high, and it's a 2-on-1 here. And now Rob does a great job of guarding, taking the closest one. He misses the steal. Okay, TK rotates down to take that away. And the best thing about this is that we didn't quit. And then Rob gets back in the play. We talk about offense, Joe, is always about multiple actions. You want to move the defense. Defense is about multiple efforts. So here, Rob does a great job of making multiple efforts. Mike Diggins doesn't foul. I don't like how Rob is swinging down right there. But he got, he's getting a feel for it. He got mad at the ball. And the next time 13 goes in there, you think, okay, I might be thinking about that. So Here, it's just like a long rebound. The block shot and a long rebound is a great way to start a fast break. So you notice here, Raekwon, the key thing here, back this up, Jake, is Mike Diggins. You take a look, Dean Smith always said it, and Roy Williams, they preach it at North Carolina, the first 3 steps. If you can beat your man to half court, you're going to be, you have the advantage. So Mike Diggins beats his man to half court. Ray is even with the ball. Jamie should be running faster to his side, his wing right here. But the play is set up here by Diggins. When Diggins runs hard, he draws the attention of 1 and 13. So now 1 doesn't know, can 13 get back to him? So his rim pressure draws that attention. You can go ahead with that, Jake. And now essentially there's 3 guys in the paint that all have to account for Mike Diggins. Now, Rob's guy, again, we can continue to go. And now Rob is going to run past him, and he's going to go to the corner. Okay. And now it's just a situation where Ford does a really good job here of recognizing what was happening in front of him. And TK, there's no debate here. He understands where Jamie's at, and Jamie understands that every time you're open, you're shooting this basketball. Every time, or you're coming out and having a seat next to us. So it's a great rhythm 3. You could see the one more right here to Rob Howard would be wide open. Something we talked about in film with Rob is that he's got to sprint out of there. He almost allowed his defender to affect Jamie's shot.
Wow. Very cool. Love that breakdown. You had some play-by-play in there too. Is that your first time doing some play-by-play?
Hey, I'm ready to go, Joe. Anytime, maybe sometimes if I'm not doing my job coaching that night, I'll just let the staff take it. I'll join you over there, and we'll try to figure it out from your side of the floor.
Well, Jay Hood, Chris Bleck, and I would love to have you. Awesome, awesome stuff. All right, when we come back, we're going to break down UIC's next opponent in Purdue Fort Wayne a little bit and just talk about the future for this team heading forward. Stay with us.